A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I want A+ English.
Hi everyone and welcome back to A+ English. I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
And we're on part 2 of our article about the importance of trees and forests, especially in Taiwan. So our warm-up question today is, what can you and your friends do to help protect trees and forests?
我们要做些什么来保护树木和森林呢？ I think we can use less paper.
Yes, that would help.
纸用的少一点。And recycle stuff.
Yes, so we
回收东西。
don't have to make more. That works.
And donate books if we can.
Okay, so more
捐
on
书
printed.
when we don't need them.
I guess,
we can donate
yes.
them. And we can plant more trees.
That's definitely a good one, planting more trees, but also we don't want to go into those forests and leave trash, cut them down, mess them about. But you can even own tree. I own 3 trees.
At home?
In the UK.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was bought
Are they big
them.
trees?
I have no idea. I've never seen them. They were a birthday present for my birthday when I was 30. My grandma bought me 3 trees that were in a new forest that's being created somewhere in England. So you could do something like that. Pay a bit of money, buy somebody some trees. They're mine. They are Pat's wood.
Wow.
Yeah. That joke means nothing if you don't know my surname. But anyway, there are many things you can do to protect trees and forests. Let's read our article and find out more about this issue.
The wonderful world of Taiwan's trees. Warm-up question. What can you and your friends do to help protect trees and forests?
Taiwan provides places for many different kinds of plants to grow. Different kinds of plants grow at different elevations. Trees with big leaves grow closer to sea level and up to 1,800 meters. Trees with needle leaves grow between 1,800 meters and 3,500 meters. The tall and straight Taiwan cypress tree grows at this height. Above 3,500 meters, weather conditions are too cold for trees to grow. At higher elevations, you'll see grass grow across the land. Trees are important because they give us oxygen. They are home to many animals. They store carbon, which helps slow climate change. Trees do a lot for us. Now, it's time for us to help them.
So yesterday we were talking about all the different types of trees, and some of the Taiwan is covered in trees and the things that live in the trees. And as we see, we introduced day 2 saying Taiwan provides places for many different kinds of plants to grow.
OK， 今天呢一开头就看到了一个字 provide， 是我们的 word power word 第一个，我们来看看它的意思吧。Provide 这个动词呢，代表供应、提供。Provide something for somebody， 那就是为某人提供某物。像是呢，我们可以说 The restaurant provides a massage service for guests， 代表餐厅呢提供按摩服务给客人使用。那如果你想要将这个人和物的顺序对调的话，也是可以的。不过我们要用的是 provide somebody with something。So for example, the program is designed to provide young people with more job opportunities. 代表这个计划呢是要提供年轻人更多的工作机会。那单字例句给的是The school provides lunch for students, so they don't need to bring any food. 这所学校供应午餐，所以学生们不需要自备食物。
We could also say this school provides free meals for children from poor families.
也就是呢，提供免费的餐点来给这个来自贫困的家庭的学生使用。
Right, and these trees provide kind of space and other things for plants and animals or Taiwan, in fact, provides all the things that are needed for plants to grow.
Grow 这个动词，我们来看一下它的意思吧。Grow 这个动词呢，代表的是生长。那在课文里面用的是不及物动词的用法，三态是 grow, grew, grown。那不及物动词的用法，除了课文中的，还有像是 grow taller， 身高变高，你也可以用它来说 grow older， 年纪变大，也可以用 grow。那它还可以当做及物动词哦，像是 grow vegetables， 你可以种植蔬菜 ，grow fruit， 种水果 ，grow plants， 种植物。再来，你还可以 grow your hair long， 代表让你的头发长长 ；grow a beard 代表留胡子。那单字例句给的是呢 ，The old man was happy to see the flowers growing in his small garden。这名老人很开心的看到花朵在他的小花园里面生长。
So one farmer might say to another, "We need more rain to help our plants grow, or people will be hungry."
That's right。那课文说啊，台湾提供了很多的地方给不同的植物生长。
Right, and think of Taiwan as well as lots of forests. It's got lots of mountains, right?
很多山。
Exactly, and we learn that different kinds of plants grow at different elevations.
Elevation 代表的是海拔高度。
Exactly. We're talking about how high something is, usually comparing it to the sea level. So this high, this high, this high. And the higher you get less oxygen, and you get different kinds of plants that it gets colder up there too.
所以会从海平面开始，从 sea level 开始算。
Exactly. For example, tea often grows at high elevations.
代表茶叶通常是在高海拔的地方生长的。那课文说呢，不同的植物在不同的海拔高度生长。
Right, so let's look at this with some examples of trees. We could say trees with big leaves grow closer to sea level and up to 1,800 meters.
OK， 所以 sea level 就是我们刚刚提到的海平面。
Okay, so that's that kind of thing. And when we're talking about mountains, we often do measure it above sea level. It's kind of how we compare it to make sure it's fair if the sea and the land are all kind of different around the world. Jade Mountain, for example, is 3,952 meters above sea level, or the top is.
所以我们可以说玉山是海拔3952公尺高的高山。那课文说呢，叶子较大的树木啊，高度在海平面高度到1800公尺都有。
Right, and that's where you'll see the trees with the nice big leaves and so on. But what about when you get higher? We see trees with needle leaves grow between 1,800 and 3,500 meters.
我们看到的 trees with needle leaves 代表就是针叶树，它们的高度呢是1800公尺到3500公尺。
Right, so that's a fir tree, a pine needle tree, those kinds of trees. We next see the tall and straight Taiwan cypress tree grows at this height, so that 1,800 meters to 3,500 meter kind of band.
Taiwan cypress tree 就是台湾的红桧，它们又高又挺拔。台湾红桧呢也是长到这个高度。
But what about higher? Well, if you get above that, you're going to get into the snowy parts. That's almost Jade Mountain height, right? And we see above 3,500 meters, weather conditions are too cold for trees to grow.
Okay, weather conditions are too cold. Weather 是天气。What about conditions? Let's find out. Conditions 这个复数名词呢，代表的是物质条件、实际的状况、情况。像是课文说到的 weather conditions， 代表就是天气的条件、天气的状况。那如果是 working conditions， 那就是工作的条件、工作的环境状况。那再来呢，在特定的条件下，我们可以说 under certain conditions， 像是呢 under such stressful conditions, his performance was very impressive。在压力如此大的条件下，他 它的表现已经令人相当印象深刻。那单字例句给的是呢 ，The company improved its working conditions by moving to a bigger office。这间公司借由搬到大一点的办公室来改善其工作环境。
We could also say that weather conditions today are not good for sailing, or even say the sailing conditions today are not good. So it's just too windy, too rainy, or not enough wind. We can't sail anywhere. Now what we're saying here is up in these high mountain areas, it's too cold to have any trees.
没错，我们看到 too 的句型代表的是太如何了，以至于后面的事情没办法发生。那我们先进到 Magic Box 听讲师讲解这样的句型咯。
Magic Box。
号称这个法国金城武哦，村子里最帅的男人贾斯顿呢，他一直想要追求我，但是啊，他除了打猎，他什么都不懂啊，是要怎么跟我聊天呢？He is too dumb to talk to 啊！谁说公主都要等男人来追求？我贝尔最讨厌这种大男人主义喽。英文里面呢，我们要说太怎么样，以至于怎么样，我们呢就可以使用这个 too 的句型了。注意到呢，我们两个 too 是不同的。第一个 too 呢是 too， 太怎么样了，像是呢小朋友长太矮，没有办法玩云霄飞车。The kid is too short, OK? Too short 就表示太矮了。那后半部的呢，以至于不能玩云霄飞车，这个时候呢，我们就要接上 too 不定词哦。too 不定词在后面呢，再接上原形动词，就用来呢表示我们这个不能够，以至于不能做到的事情。He is too short to ride the roller coaster. He is too short to ride the roller coaster. 他太矮了，以至于不能够玩云霄飞车。这个呢，就是我们 too 的用法。我们呢可以再看一个句子了，像是呢《野兽城堡》里面的这个衣柜婆婆呢，衣柜婆婆想要帮我打扮，但是呢，她准备的洋装都太小件了，我没有办法穿啦。Those dresses are too small for me to wear.Those dresses are too small for me to wear. 太小件了，人家穿不下啦。除了这个 too 之外呢，我们也可以使用 so that 这个用法。so that 呢，它的意思非常类似哦，也是翻译为太怎么样，以至于怎么样。例如呢，刚刚我们说的洋装太小，我们呢就可以使用 so that 来改写。Those dresses are so small that I can't wear them.Those dresses are so small that I can't wear them. 这些洋装太小了 ，so small。我们呢就用 so 来强调形容词，后半部呢以至于怎么样呢？我们就用 that 来连接另外一个子句来描述造成的状况。这个 so that 跟 too 呢，除了长相不太一样之外，要特别注意到了 too 的句型里面已经有否定了。即使呢我们没有看到 not 或是 no 在里面，但是呢它本身就已经表示了太怎么样，以至于不能怎么样。那以至于不行哦，但是呢 so that 没有否定了，后面的句子呢，像是我们刚刚说穿不下，我们 that 后面的子句呢就必须要用 not 来否定。所以呢在互相切换的时候呢，就要特别注意到他们两个人小小不同的地方咯。
回到课文呢，我们说超过3500公尺之后，天气条件会太冷，以至于树木没有办法生长。
Right, but what we do see up there is at higher elevations, so in the higher places in a country, you'll see grass grow across the land.
OK， 在海拔比较高的位置上，陆地上你会看到长的是草。
Okay, so we've kind of talked about this a bit in day one. Now let's return to it now. Why are trees important? The article says trees are important because they give us oxygen.
Oxygen 就是我们呼吸需要的氧气，所以说树木很重要，因为它们会提供氧气给我们。
Yeah, humans and animals cannot live without oxygen. Fish get it from the oxygen in the water. It goes into their bodies and passes through them. They don't really breathe, but that's how they get it. So we also see, so trees give us oxygen. Trees, they are home to many animals. That's another one.
再来呢，我们看到的 be home to something， 那就是点点点的所在地。它们是很多动物的家，它们指的就是树木们。有树木才有动物在那边生长栖息。
Yeah, and it works for other kinds of lands as well. Like we could say, these mountains are home to bears and big cats. So that's two good things. And then we've got a third one, which we also mentioned right back at the start. They, meaning trees, store carbon, which helps us slow climate change.
So carbon, it's very useful, right?
It is. We use carbon to build. It's part of wood, it's part of lots of other things. It's a building block of life. But it can form carbon dioxide, and this heats Earth.
Carbon dioxide 指的就是二氧化碳，所以呢，回到课文，我们说树木们啊，它会储存这个 carbon， 也就是碳 ，which helps slow climate change。这边看到一个非限定的关系子句哦，逗号加上 which 代指前面子句的意义。树木会储存碳，而这件事会帮助减缓 climate change。Yeah,
we use that in day one to show how we can add details in a sentence. This does it in the same way, using which after a comma adds more information, but it's usually not so essential information. The sentence can get by without it. We don't really need it. So for example, I could say, my father is from Northern Ireland, which is one of the 4 countries of the UK.
那再来呢，我们还看到 climate change 是改变。What about climate? Let's take a look. Climate 这个名词呢，代表的是气候。那不同的地方有不同的气候，像是 tropical climate 热带气候，还有 dry climate 干燥气候。再来呢，极地气候，同学们一定也听过，是 polar climate。那 climate change 指的就是气候变迁，是全球气候暖化的现象。那单字例句给的是呢 ，These animals live in very cold climates, so they can't survive in Taiwan. 这些动物居住在非常寒冷的气候当中，所以它们在台湾是没有办法生存的。
So we could say Taiwan has a different climate from the UK. And when we add it with climate change, we could use a sentence like, climate change is one of the biggest problems that humans face. So trees help fight climate change. They give out oxygen. They take in the carbon that heats the earth. And that's why the article says, trees do a lot for us. Now it's time for us to help them.
树木呢，为我们做很多事情，所以现在是我们来帮助他们的时候了。
Exactly, and that relates to our warm-up question and also this special UN Day where we should raise awareness about the problems of forests and trees and cutting them down. So we hope that's raised some awareness of the importance of trees for you guys. It may have made you want to do something to help trees and forests. But that's where we're going to leave you and go to our review time activity.
Review time!
So we have 4 word power words from today's article. Let's review them by putting them in different kinds of questions. So, Elsie, have you ever tried growing your own plants?
我有没有试着种自己的植物啊 I think I did when I was little.
Okay.
With my dad.
How did it go?
I think we failed.
Oh, well. I tried growing some little, I think it was carrots and potatoes in a small little vegetable garden in my parents', house. And I guess I've tried growing little cactuses. They did well because they don't need much care.
Right.
Okay, but next one then. Have we been to places that have very different weather conditions from Taiwan?
I think when I have to go back to Nebraska, the weather there is very different from the weather in Taiwan.
What is the weather like there?
It's snowy, it's very cold.
In winter?
And dry.
Oh, dry, yes.
So in Taiwan, it's very wet.
Yes.
Warm. So it's very different.
Yeah, obviously the UK has its proper kind of autumn season where all the leaves fall off and turn brown. And then the winter season when it gets snow. And our summer season which is 1 day long and it rains.
Only 1 day.
That's it.
And it rains.
That's the UK summer for you. Okay, next question. What can we do to help fight climate change?
We should save water.
Okay.
We should turn off the lights when we leave the room.
Absolutely.
And we should recycle. We should plant more trees.
Yeah, you should bring your own coffee cup to coffee shops so you can get coffee instead of getting a plastic one from them. You bring your own bags to places so you don't have to get more plastic bags. You bring your own straw to places so you don't need to take a plastic straw. A lot of these things we're going to kind of be forced to do over the next few years anyway as changes start to happen. Okay, and that is pretty much all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. For A+ English, I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The wonderful world of Taiwan's trees. Warm-up question. What can you and your friends do to help protect trees and forests?
Taiwan provides places for many different kinds of plants to grow. Different kinds of plants grow at different elevations. Trees with big leaves grow closer to sea level and up to 1,800 meters. Trees with needle leaves grow between 1,800 meters and 3,500 meters. The tall and straight Taiwan cypress tree grows at this height. Above 3,500 meters, weather conditions are too cold for trees to grow. At higher elevations, you'll see grass grow across the land. Trees are important because they give us oxygen. They are home to many animals. They store carbon, which helps slow climate change. Trees do a lot for us. Now, it's time for us to help them. Word power.
Provide. Provide. The school provides lunch for students so they don't need to bring any food. The school provides lunch for students so they don't need to bring any food. Grow. Grow. Grow, grew, grown. The old man was happy to see the flowers growing in his small garden. The old man was happy to see the flowers growing in his small garden. Conditions. Conditions. The company improved its working conditions by moving to a bigger office. The company improved its working conditions by moving to a bigger office. Climate. Climate. Climate change. These animals live in very cold climates, so they can't survive in Taiwan. These animals live in very cold climates, so they can't survive in Taiwan.
认识字汇
Elevation. Elevation. Sea level. Sea level. Oxygen. Oxygen. Carbon. Carbon.